Hey guys, welcome back to Ace Attorney. Before we start today's episode, this is my first time full recording with the OBS software, so please bear with me if there's any teething issues, and the comments are open for constructive criticism if you have any ideas on how I can improve. So, with that said, onto the recap. Now, last time we did some investigation into Mia's untimely death, and all the evidence is pointing to her sister Maya being the culprit. But we all know that she didn't do that. She didn't kill her sister. So we've decided to represent her in court. Seems like a lost cause, but so let's jump into the deep end and save Maya. September 7th, 10 AM, District Court Number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honour. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honour. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honour. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Oh, floor plans, yeah. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fay at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honour. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? Well, my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony. She would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Let's just press everything. Well, maybe not everything. No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. I'm going to press that one. Why? Why is that? What's your reason? Oh, that was a waste of time. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Press that as well. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? Guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. Here it goes. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about that vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Hard evidence. Yeah, that's fine. Memo written on the piece of paper. I'm going to press that one. Press it. I want some more information. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ho ho! Then who did write it, Smarty Pants? Who? The killer. The killer. Anyone can see that. Ho! You're saying the killer wrote her own name, buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Huh. I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal. Well, Detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. I'm going to press it anyway. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. Uh-oh, he sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Hold it. Press that one. What kind of tests were these again? Didn't read that as a question there. Huh? What kind? Well, I hear they take the little bits in the blood. The hemoglobin, hermogoblins, hermogoblin bobbin. I refuse to testify on this matter, pal. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honour, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. Oh, that was a mess. Right, where was I? Also, there's blood and thing. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. I'll press that one. I think I know what that one is. Detective Gumshoe. Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and the movies. This isn't a movie, detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name, especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order. That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. I know what I've worked out what it is. I know what it is. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not that one. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. She can't have done that because... autopsy report. There we go. Cause of death, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. If she died instantly, she couldn't write the name. Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to blow from a blunt force object. She died immediately. But no butting you out of this one, detective. Order, order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? The day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being... That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honour. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday, at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. How convenient. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honour, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honour, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Well, Your Honour, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Those boobages, though. They did a very good job of covering them up in the remake. You know the chat box at the bottom. That was like semi-translucent. You could see through it, so you could constantly see. Boobs were right in the middle of the screen, which I do find quite funny. Right, so they managed to cover them up this time. You still see them, but not as much as you did in the original. Right, let's carry on. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Aw, yes, Your Honour. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th, when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like, in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay and Core Law offices? That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little itsy bitsy weedy. Well, Your Honour? I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honour. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? You're damn right I will. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Witness's account. It was like 9 at night, looked out the window, you know. Why? Press it. Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? You can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know, I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe you should press a little harder on this one. Yeah, press harder. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Well, that didn't go well. Order! Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl. What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? Woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. That's a weird description for Maya. Press it. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know. She had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honour. He's right. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you saw nothing? Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Miss Maya Fay, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. Haha, got you there. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honour. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Hurrah! What are you trying to say? You mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honour. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Right. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statuary clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? So, oh, right. I see. To be fair, my female voice is incredibly offensive and horrendous. Although I don't know how else to do it. It's high pitched and cheeky. Right. Compose myself. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Right, let's pull this one apart. I did see everything I did. Victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Don't need to know that one. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. How convenient you remember that. She hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, this kind of statue clock, the thinker, I think. How did she know it was a clock? I'm going to press that for sure. A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. That clock, the can't get it right. Present the thinker. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Ooh. The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. Objection, no. But questions are all I have, Your Honour. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Thank you. Whew, that was close. If you stopped me there, the trial would have been over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law office of Feinco? No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices of Feinco, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Nope. No, Your Honour. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. Your Honour, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty because it should remove the clockwork on it. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look, right now. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honour? It is as the defence says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Here he goes. Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honour. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Ho ho, impossible, of course. Nope, I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is in this phone call. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! Order! The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective, but remember she's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working. That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 AM. Your Honour, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes, I do, because it's not in any shops. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. The clock itself, made by Larry Butts. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. Ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today? Ooh. She's losing it. Got her on the ropes. Boob jiggle. Got to make the boob jiggle physics on the animations class. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she just die for it, die. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh? Oh. Oh ho ho, silly me. Did I, like, lose it? I guess I did. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. She's on the ropes. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you'd heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. The wiretap. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this. I was going to pick the phone there. Have a look at this. Ah, who's that? I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim Miss Mayfair's phone, were you not? Ooh. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is in the phone call. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. You done messed up. Am I wrong? Aye. Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. La la. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. Okay. That's not the weirdest. Some of the witnesses in this game are freaking fantastic. They're much weirder than her. It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seeing the real Miss May, April May now. That'll deal the final blow. You did it, didn't you? Miss May. What is it, you little shrimp? Talk to me in that tone of voice, will you? You killed her, didn't you? Order. There will be order. What? How can you possibly say that? Are you mad? All I did was a little wiretapping. Oops. So you admit you tapped her phone? Huh? Huh? But wait! I didn't do anything bad like murder. I'm a good girl. Really? Can you prove it? No way can she prove it. You think you're so smart, Mr. Lawyer? But I can prove it, and I will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say. Way. Oh, I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have like regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. Damn. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless a time is made to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Call the bellboy as witness. We need that bellboy in here. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you're sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition: if Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognise that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony or we're done for. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? We're going to take the risk. Of course we're going to take the risk. Accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose. Except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. That's not good. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Right, so let's pull this one apart. I don't need to know anything more about that one. After 8 in the evening from our guest. Press that. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, I also heard her voice. Then I saw them, and I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes? What then? She asked for an iced coffee brought her 9 on the dot. Why? 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she had finished, sir. 9, the time of the murder. How convenient. I brought it to her precisely at the request of time, of course. Precisely 9, then? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 PM. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy. I'd like iced coffee at exact 9 PM. Something that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And deliver all that one. You're sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir, as in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favoured me with an embrasser, sir. Embrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanour, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. Think how Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. Can't let this happen, can I? Protest. I need to protest. I need to keep him on the stand. Wait. Please wait. Yes? Does the defence have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honour, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That is all. Okay. Make it count. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Check in. Because the other two are not going to tell us anything. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Oh, alright. Very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Wait, what? Excuse me? What exactly was a disappointment? Well, I'm not without charm, sir, but even I'd have a little chance with her lover there. What did you say? There was another person. What did you say? Rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... Really? He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Yeah. You fool. Throwing him under the bus. He threw you under the bus. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honour, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, who is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honour, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Aha! Boosh! Upstart amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough! The court acknowledges the defence's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honour. That is all today for the trial of my FA. Court is adjourned. Survived another day. Whew. September 7th, 2:24 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide, his trembling lips, it sends shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention centre now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry, I'll find out by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow, but now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. May testimony added to the court record. I don't know how much good this will do me now at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Mai doesn't belong in that detention centre, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Right guys, I'm going to leave that there for today. That was part 3 of Ace Attorney. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're still enjoying the series and that me voices aren't too cringy. Although maybe that's the appeal. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to push on. So, made some good progress. We've managed to weed some more information out of the witness in court. And we've found out that there's another gentleman staying with Miss May. So we're going to do some investigation on that one next time. Track down who he is and find out all the information we can on him. So, until next time, if you have enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe and all that jazz. And I shall see you all on the flip side. Bye bye.